And welcome back to Trash It, or should I say we're trashing it again. Now, women, and I say this carefully because obviously most times we feel like, oh, we want a guy's view on this panel, but with everything that's been going on, I think this topic especially should be trashed by women because we are each other, or should I say we critique each other a lot. So most times they go women that prostitute themselves and use the money, or I call it the spoils of war, because obviously it's so easy to. Why are you laughing? You're not serious. It is war. Going out there hustling, and I wanted to see what our views are because the cause of social media. You know, we've got Juries, Georginas, and Judiths. Yeah. There's this lady that I understand was struggling to pay for her son's school fees, and she hustled, and when hustled, she stepped around, got the money and paid for the school fees. So the question of the day is there anything wrong in what she's done? Because they were advocate for and against. So I wanted to see what your take as in panel, what say you? But before we do that, let's talk about the definition of prostitution, what your understanding is, because transactional sex, be it you're giving money in exchange for sex or giving food in exchange for sex, that's what I think is. It depends on your...
Or shopping in exchange for sex.
Exactly. So, or do you have any other definition? Prostitution is prostitution. Or...
I think the traditional definition for prostitution
is traditional.
Yeah, because things have evolved these days, including prostitution. So I think the traditional definition for prostitution is that physical transaction, yeah? But now, it doesn't have to be physical anymore. It could be internet, wireless, and then there are other ways, other means of payment that can be made as well. Now, in terms of, coming to the topic, I want to say that, for me, for any woman out there who's really struggling to make ends meet, and I feel like prostitution should be the last option, yeah, the last option, like when you know that at this point if I don't do this, I will die or my child will die, so I need to do something quick. So prostitution should be the last option, not your first option to say, you know what, slave mamas out there are doing it, I'm gonna go and do the same, because I think that's just a lazy way of making money.
It's not lazy.
I know.
But if you're gonna, prostitution is wrong, because for me, I'm saying it from a Christian point of view, and I just have to stick from that side, because if I generalize it in terms of the way the world sees it, then it's allowed, it doesn't really matter, you're making money, no one's getting hurt. But from a Christian point of view, I don't think you should prostitute at all, even if it means that you and your child is going to die. You shouldn't consider it whatsoever, because for me, in a way, if I'm that kind of person, I'm not a Christian, if I'm going to consider it at all, you're right. Why would I go and be a cleaner or be like a house girl or whatever when I can just sleep with a man and get money? That's probably an easier option, and as human beings, you want to take the easier option. So why are you going to be stressing?
I think for me,
earning £2 an hour when you could just sleep with somebody and get a grand?
Okay, so for me, I think in saying that, we as women, we need to be dignified, okay? We need to, for me, it's coming from a point where I feel like my personal dignity, I must try to maintain it. And if I were for any reason whatsoever not to maintain it, then I have to have a justifiable reason for that. So for me, thinking that, oh well, I might as well, instead of me to go and clean, I might as well just sleep with somebody and get a lot of money rather than cleaning for £2 an hour. I'd rather clean for £2 an hour, okay, and make money. I'd rather do 2, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, okay, and make money than to go and prostitute, because that was the easiest option.
Let's Shari.
But the thing is, that's your opinion, you see. Some people don't see it that way, because you have to remember as well, what's out there in the media, like Kim Kardashian, yeah, she's making her money. I'm not saying she's prostituting, but how she became famous and how she became a millionaire overnight, it's kind of like prostitution. Come on, you know what I mean? Because what she's doing, not only that, but everything she does now is scandalous, isn't it? The half naked dress, all these things. So you have to remember, a lot of these young girls nowadays are growing up seeing this and thinking, well, if she could do this and be a millionaire overnight, why can't I do? You know, you have a lot of girls now, you know, if you go on the internet, they tell you their story about, you know, sleeping to get their way through university or doing this and whatever.
Why can't they read to get their way
what I'm saying,
pay for the same thing?
I'm just saying, because a lot of them now, you know, they just see that it's an easy industry to go in, yes? It's easy money.
Nobody wants to
Some
suffer.
of them are even promoting it, and some girls are actually saying, you know what, if I can make £2,000 a night just for sleeping with one guy or having a sugar daddy or whatever, it's making all these other young girls thinking, well, why should I go and, you know, beat my ass around for what? Some of you don't even make that for a
You
week,
also
£2.
say there's different kind of prostitution in terms of there's like Facebook and like over the thing. So my thing as well is that if you're not physically sleeping with somebody and you're like one of those people that do it like a Skype thing, like you
It's
kind
still
of just like
prostitution.
shake your like the person's not touching you. Shake your ass or whatever, but the person's not physically touching you. The person's not even like there.
Then it's not
And they're paying you. No, what I'm trying to say, and they're paying you money for just like seeing you shake your ass on over the phone
That's
or
what they do
over
it.
the internet. Is
They
that
do
still
it.
prostitution?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they're not touching you. They're not into
It's still their money.
that's
It's still their money.
Do you know
It's
how
their
many
money.
men? You're only probably seeing one man. Do you know how many other men are probably looking at that? Do you know who's recording that?
Celia, see, it's easy for you to sit on this panel, on this chair, in this time and era, and say it's wrong. You've not been hungry. Hold on. Now you have options. We're in a society where if you're not working, you can claim benefits. I'm thinking that let's go back to era of abject poverty. You're from Belize, you're from Nigeria, you're from Nigeria, I'm from Nigeria. Let's cast our mind back to people at home that do not have the opportunities that we have. Hustling in any way. We've got people that are in a brothel that are prostitutes but don't want that kind of lifestyle for their children. But they still have to go out to make ends meet. It is a job.
I don't think you should prostitute though. If you're sticking to the moral women's code, dignity,
No, but my
and
question
all
is,
that,
hold on, sorry.
Christian,
My question is,
you shouldn't prostitute
this
whatsoever.
lady in question that we've been talking about. Let's put a layer to the conversation. She's a prostitute on the island of Lagos. A prostitute. A prostitute is a prostitute. She doesn't want her child to go the way she's going. This is all she knows. She's not educated. She doesn't have the means or whereabouts to start a business. She doesn't think she's savvy enough. I said, well, I'm going to put everything I have into my child. Are you saying
She's wrong? Yes,
She's
I think
wrong.
she's
you let me put my
She's
hands
wrong.
She's
Okay,
wrong.
yeah, I don't know how
For
much
me,
you want to
what's
add
the
to that,
point?
but she's obviously wrong.
If you're saying, for me, she doesn't have morals in that sense. Because for me, if you're a prostitute, you don't have morals and you don't have that dignity. And for me, raising a child is not about putting a child in a good school. What are you going to show that child? It's like, for me, I always take it back to people that do 419 because it's very popular in kind of the whole black kind of or Nigerian thing. And I just think that as a parent, a man or a woman, you're trying to say that, okay, I'm doing this because I want my child to go to a good school. But when that child comes back and says, oh, daddy, mummy, what do you do? Or blah, 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 whatever. Are you going to proudly say that, oh, I'm a 419, I'm a prostitute, and oh, it doesn't matter? What's your kind of moral? So what are you teaching the child? You can't say that, oh, I want to give my child the best. I'm going to go and prostitute and put him in the best school.
But
You're already doing injustice to your child.
Yeah, but can I say something? Because a lot of people, yes, as well, why they go into prostitution, have a bad background. In the sense that some of them have been molested, some of them have been raped. You know, there's a lot of mental things, disturbing things that sometimes happen to them. Why they feel that now, instead of giving their body freely, as in a relationship or whatever, they feel now that might as well get back. Because I'm not lying. I have a friend that I could say, well, yeah, that is prostitution. But in her mind, she doesn't think it's prostitution. How she look at it is, she's been married. She's been in a very abusive relationship. She came out of that in another abusive relationship. And, you know, it just goes on and on and on. And now how she look at it is, whatever man that she's going to get now has to give her something, because how she feels is all these men have been taking from her.
And she's got nothing
so
left.
mentally now, I think she has brainwashed her own self now into thinking that if I'm going to give you something, I need to get more now out of you. And this is what I'm saying. So you can't really say that, look, these women shouldn't do this or whatever. Sometimes there's lots of stuff going behind there. Why women? It is wrong.
At the end of the day,
but sometimes that's how they cope with their, you know.
I understand where you're coming from, and I understand what that lady is probably going through. But again, she's going about it the wrong way. So you've been in abusive relationship. Men have taken and taken and taken away from you. So now what? You're gonna become a prostitute, and then.
But hold on,
But she doesn't
you
see
have
it as
been dating people that have got you stuff.
Yeah, that's how she look at it.
Transactional. You get stuff. You've got in a Gucci bag. You've got shoes. I'm not saying you can't afford them, but you do get something from your boyfriend, so.
That's how she look at it. She look at it as, if I'm going to go
what
to
is she
someone.
giving though? That's what I'm saying. What
She's
if you're
giving
in a
just like what she would have given to her boyfriend or in a relationship.
The thing for me is people these days are very hungry for fame. Okay, everybody wants to blow. Nobody wants to go through the. Not, do you understand? Nobody wants to work hard. Nobody wants to go to school and you know and do their exams and all of that. I just think at the end of the day,
Look at this mom. She wants her child.
No, that mom, she's got me. She's
probably an excuse.
Yeah, no, that's just an excuse for her to do what she's doing. Because at the end of the day, you know, if she's saying, "Oh," from what you're saying, it sounds as though she's a full-time prostitute.
Yes,
okay. So if she's saying she's not savvy, she's not business savvy, please, you can invest your money in things. Okay, you can invest your money in things to the point where your money now starts to work for you. You don't have to work to earn money anymore.
Yeah, but
okay?
she might think she doesn't have enough yet to do that. And for me, I just feel there's no justification for doing
Why
it.
don't go and open a shop though? Open a shop.
You're saying,
some people
okay,
don't want to
prostitute
shop.
for like few years, make your money, and then go and open a
You're gonna
business.
go back.
Well, you shouldn't do
All
that.
these people that go to
back.
Italy, that's what they do. They prostitute for a few years, make money, and come back home or do whatever, and put that money into a
But
business.
so,
Yes, the foundation may not be
In my
right.
head, once a prostitute, it's a prostitute.
Yeah,
For
that's
me,
what I was
Can I
I'm
ask
a
a
step to
question,
need to
though?
try.
You know, with an era where people sort of launder their money. So if this woman gathers all this, and I call it the spoils of war. So she gets her money, puts it together, launders it into a new business. Are we saying that her slate is clean?
No, I say she's still a prostitute.
No, I disagree.
Even though
I
she's
disagree.
hung up
No, I disagree because everybody needs to be given a second chance. Do you understand? Everybody needs to be given a second chance. I will not. At the end of the day, if you were a prostitute before, now you're clean. You're no longer a prostitute. You're married. You have a family. Then why should anyone else be through what I've been through?
No.
But can I bring up something? Because me and Celia was talking about this about a month ago. Remember that woman where they found dead, stabbed into her flat? Remember when you were explaining to me? Because I was a bit sort of like, why would she do that? Obviously she, you know, had a family, a husband, a child, remember? And the husband didn't know that she was doing escorting and whatever until obviously
She goes,
you know, she got killed and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was saying to Celia, I just couldn't understand, because if she had everything in the sense of a husband working, a child, why would she still be doing it? And this is what I'm saying, sometimes it's not just because people want the money. I think it's just that some people have issues, and the only way for them to deal with it is probably to go into prostitution and be something that, I don't know, probably
Going back
no,
to the topic. I mean, for me, as I said in the beginning, and I stand by it, prostitution should be the last resort. That's how I see it. Should be the last resort. You've been to friends, you've been to family, you've been everywhere. And I'm gonna take this back to countries where people are not entitled to benefits or like what's the reason for anybody in the UK to go into prostitution? Well, you have food banks, you have benefit system, you have voluntary organizations that are out there that would help, that would provide support. So what is your excuse to go into prostitution?
The excuse that you're giving the women back home is the excuse you should give the women here. From a sense,
because the women back home don't have the sort of support that the women here have.
But for me, if you're going to agree to say, I know you're not agreeing with prostitution, but you're saying it's a last resort. And for me, it should be no resort. Because for me, at the end of the day, if you're allowing the women back home to do it because you're saying there's no benefit, there's no thing. It's the same way with women here. They might just think, what's the point of going to getting £50 a week or whatever? If you've got that mindset,
that's the laziness we're talking about again. everybody wants to make it quick. Nobody wants to.
Yeah, but women
to.
back home might not be able to claim benefit, but they can go and be a house girl somewhere. They can go and so. There's no comparison to say, oh, in Africa you can do it because there's no benefit, and here you can't.
No, that's what I'm saying. That should be the last resort. So that should be after. No. That's okay. So what I'm saying is, if the women back, you can go and be a house girl, you can go and be a cleaner, you can go and be a farmer, a market trader. You can go and you can sell pure water. You can do loads of things back home to make money. Okay, you can't go and sell pure water in here, for example. To own a shop, you have to have the license. Do you understand? There's so many restrictions here. That's why the benefit system is in place. But back home, there are things that you can easily get yourself into to make money. You can start a business with 500 naira. Okay, you can buy.
Hold on.
No. Listen, what the kind of business I'm talking about is you can buy a crate of mineral. You can buy a
crate of mineral.
Okay, it's not. Okay, you can buy bags of pure water and freeze it, okay? And then go and sell that and make money from it. That's what I'm saying. It may not be a quick fix, but it's still better than, than prostituting yourself to make money. That's how I see it. Okay?
As I said, I just think it's an easy way that people just think, well, you know what?
It's not
my
easy.
body.
It's what people don't understand.
It's not easy,
I've not been a prostitute, but
I think it's easy for
It's
people
easy
that
money
do
in
it.
the
In a
sense
sense
a lot of
where
money
I feel like not everybody values sex the way we all do. Some people see sex as, oh my gosh, I'm having sex with somebody, so it's like, okay, that's a do or die thing, that must be my husband at the end, whatever. And some people just think, oh, sex is sex.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And nothing. So for people who do it, for me, if you can do it, then for them, and also those people would be like, well, if I had a boyfriend, I'll be having sex with him anyway. So what's the difference?
That's their mentality.
Well, then have a boyfriend and have sex with him, because then you're sleeping with just one man.
But some
people have multiple boyfriends as well.
Okay, well, they shouldn't. But look at the fact that you're not only prostituting, you're also exposing yourself to loads of diseases and STIs and STDs.
Hold on.
Yeah, but I'm sure they take that into consideration.
As a moderator of the show, I have to sit on the fence. Girls that try as much as possible. They offer you an array of things. So you've got. Do they still use good sack condom?
Sorry? Circle. Oh, okay. Yes,
No, but seriously, they do have stuff that they issue out to give out to you. You do this. I don't see any stupid prostitute that probably be sleeping with you. No, without condom. They might be prostitute, but they.
But some people do it. Some people do it.
Is it prostituting when it's just one person you're sleeping with? Though it's still the same.
Exactly.
It's still the same agreement that I'm gonna sleep with you for money. But if it's just one person you're doing it with. Is it still prostitution? It is still prostitution because you have an agreement. So it means people that have sugar mommy or sugar daddies, though they're saying they're in a relationship with those people, the agreement is like, okay, I'm in a relationship with you, you give me money, and I'm going to be... It's almost like you saying also a woman a bit at the side, like a mistress. It's a prostitute.
No, but she's a prostitute.
Because she knows she can't marry the man. She's technically not in a relationship with the man because he's married. So she's sleeping with him because he's rich or whatever, and he's giving her money or gifts.
And I feel even though you're sleeping with the same man, but as soon as you meet that person and you know in your heart of heart you don't love this person because he's this, he's that, but he has money, he will do. It's prostitution. Silent prostitution.
Silent prostitution.
I don't know. I'm sitting on the fence with it because culturally, I know it's not.
I don't think
I will
it's
speak
right.
for my own culture.
Culturally, religiously,
everything is not right.
From a human point of view.
It's not right. It's not right.
Not unless we're animals, but from a human point of view.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're not gonna just be here and be all holy and righteous or whatever. It depends on what your struggle is. As I said, and I maintain that if you've done everything, and by everything, I don't think anybody could do everything except you just think, oh, I can't be bothered, and then we just go into prostitution.
What if your option is just to either steal or to prostitute yourself? Does that make you a lesser evil if you go for the easier one?
Well, obviously, no sin is small. All sins are the same.
How is it different?
Because
you're trying to pay for a child's school.
When you say steal from where?
Exactly, from where?
Anyway,
because it depends on where you steal from. Because these days, when you steal from dumb places, you could be burnt alive.
Exactly, it's true.
Do you understand? So
so that's what I'm saying.
People are 419s and do all this Yahoo stuff, stealing. And I'm sure they're paying for their kids' school fees and all that.
Yeah, private school.
Yeah.
I think it's equivalent to the same. Prostitute, 419.
Stealing
They're all in
everything.
the
Yeah,
same
it's
boat.
all the same boat. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, it'll be interesting to see what other people's take on it. Some people say culturally, kids that you use such money to send them to school turn out, you know, law of karma. Things evil will happen to those children. I don't
That's
know.
a lie. Money is money. Money is money. Let's forget that thing. I beg. Money is money. If not, a lot of people would have died. All this, you know.
Yeah, alright. So, until next week, let us know where you intend to spend your money, or if you have an issue with a mom that's hustled in whatever it means. And when I say hustle in terms of sleeping with people to get money to send her kids to school, is she doing anything wrong, or she's just been a mother looking out for her child? Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.